Welcome to the Black Eye Barber Show. We've got a full house tonight. Anthony Crolla, James Shields. He's a rider, man. He knows everything. And of course, the brains behind the bunch, Richard Poxon. Welcome. Forgotten. Don't forget Jeffrey. He's gonna fart the place out.
So then, number one story this week, can't ignore it, it's one we've got to talk about. Sunday Mail, Tyson Fury case. Have you read it?
I got a grasp of it, and I thought, how has this got legs? Has it got legs?
I think it. I'm not going to be a naysayer, but I think it has got legs, because to me, it kind of makes sense. A lot of people are saying, oh, it's too long. Why is he coming out now? He's told lies before, why come out now? If somebody said to me, help me get away with this crime, and I'll give you 25 grand.
Yeah.
And I went, alright, yeah, go on then, that sounds good. But then I never got me 25 grand. And I saw him razzing round in a Ferrari and a Porsche talking about earning 30 million a fight. I'm going to be like, oh, hang on a minute, how did that work out?
But how can he prove it? It's he said.
Well, have you read it, Ant?
No, so the story it's something about wild boar, isn't it?
Yeah. Testicles.
Wild boar testicles, right? So the farm's been asked to...
He supplied two statements to UCAD saying he'd supplied the wild boar. He's now retracted that and said, I never even kept wild boar. I never even kept it, I didn't supply it. I've never had wild boar on my farm. I lied because I was promised 25 grand. Now the only thing I'm thinking on this, why it must have got legs is, and James has helped us with this. Don't panic, James. James is going to help us with this. A company as big as Daily Mail, would they run a story as potentially litigious as that without having, even if they haven't released everything yet, they might not have released everything yet, but they must be absolutely, in their own minds, cast in stone that they can't get sued for what he's saying.
I go to my editor with a story like that, and trust me, listen, I'm not commenting on the veracity of it. I don't know, and I don't know this.
No, none of us know what minute, do we?
But trust me, that I am grilled again, and I spend as much time talking to lawyers on the telephone as I actually do my own editor and writing the story. Mm. So whoever has written that listen, they'll be confident in what they've written. I think the other interesting thing, of course, as well, is what you got to remember is, without getting too boring about the law, in terms of the libel law, you can actually get this wrong, but as long as you can show a judge that you've jumped through every available hoop to get this story right, my backside's covered.
Wow.
So, do you think they'd have run that story? I believe, and I don't know, they must have got more evidence of what's actually happened, whether it's text messages, whatever, for to run that. Because they're not going to... Listen, I could walk in there tomorrow and go, Fred Smith's on drugs, I sold him steroids, he's done this, he's done that, yeah, I say it's happened. There's no way, and they're going to go prove it, and I go, I can't.
So what's the punishment? What could be done now?
Well, if it's proven to be true, so this farmer's called Martin Carefoot, this old farmer up in Preston, and people are saying, and this is one argument I don't like, people are saying, if he was lying before, why can you trust him now?
Isn't it?
Well, Bob Aaron, weren't it? Yesterday I was lying today, I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
Just because he lied 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, you can't automatically say he's not telling the truth now, because the circumstances have changed. But if he were found guilty, I think UCAD, tampering with evidence or tampering with a test, it's 4 to 8 years.
Yeah.
So if it's right, and they've got the proof, and UCAD, the rumours are that UCAD are going to look at it again, he could have a... Potentially. I know they're trying to bat it off, Frank's come out and said, can you believe this? This is a nonsense, what credibility he's got.
But then, unfortunately, the only thing they have now is his word against his. That's it. There's no solid evidence.
Unless the phone records, is the text messages, is the WhatsApp messages, what is the John? Because that goes back to Daily Mail, James.
Yeah.
Would they have run it just on his word?
No, absolutely not. There'll have been a good...
There's got to be a paper trail.
I reckon a good 4 or 5 weeks worth of work going in on that story.
Wow.
So because otherwise any cook could walk in, and go, I don't know, Ollie McBurney, I'm supplying him with like Arnold Schwarzenegger levels of steroids every single week, and you're going to go, all right, Rich, can you prove it? No, but run it.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't paid me for last week's. Can you prove it? No, but run it. What are you going to say? Yeah, I can't do that.
It's not happening unless they've done their homework. When I say 4 or 5 weeks, even if that's been condensed into a week-long period,
I suppose
there's 4
now,
or 5 weeks of man-hours gone in.
And I suppose now newspapers need more solid evidence before they run a story after the shutting of the news of the world. You know, that can shut the whole.
Which fight was this for? Or was this going
Christian
back
Hammer.
to, yes.
The
Right,
Christian Hammer fight. So the fight were actually 2015. Case was finalised in 2017.
Yeah.
Apparently, this fella supplied 2 statements to Fury's lawyers that he'd supplied the meat, cut it up, given it them all, done it all. He's now saying that he's never even kept wild boar. It were false and he did it because he was promised 25 grand. He's not got his 25 grand. This is all in article. This isn't me making it up. This is all in Mail. So we're just repeating what they've wrote. He's saying people should know truth. It were all an absolute pack of lies. Now people are saying, I don't know what you think to this. Do you want to know if it's true or not? Would you want to know, Ant, if it's true or not?
You don't want to think about
Is it going to make a world of difference?
I'd want to know.
No,
but is it going to make a world of difference?
At the minute, I think
if
Tyson's absolutely
back.
flying. Tyson's absolutely flying. I think I said it last time. One of the most popular combat athletes on the planet right now. Forget about boxing. Anything. One of the most popular athletes on the planet. So it'd be a massive disappointment if anything was to come of this. But will it get brushed off? Because at the minute Tyson's like that. You've seen the documentary how brilliant you come across. Will it just get brushed off? I don't know. I'll have to look into it more.
There'll be a lot of pressure on you, I think, to pursue it now.
Do you know what? Someone here has not set foot inside a ring. I just look at this though, and you think, true, not, whatever. What a crying shame! Because what a great story this has been.
Yeah. You don't want it ruined by.
And that's what
not only a sporting story, but a human interest story as well.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You've got a troubled individual that has obviously been troubled individual that has basically he's risen out of the ashes. And so he'll say, yeah, I did put trouble past. He might try and roll over and say, look, I was bad before, but I'm good today. Yeah. But it's a case of, I just think it's too little too late. I think they'll shake the carpet, they'll rock the roof, but I think it's too little too late.
The other thing as well is looking in from the outside as well. Tyson Fury's worth money.
Yeah.
As well now.
He's producing a lot of money, isn't he? He's generating a lot of money. Yeah. I mean, with World Boxing News ran a story this week. Maurizio Sullivan from WBC came straight out. That fella's lying. I can tell straight away he's lying. This is from Mexico. I can tell he's lying. I can tell it's all false. I can tell it's this. I can tell Tyson Fury's our champion because he's generating loads of money. But I just think politically now UCAD are under so much pressure because a lot of cases that have got brushed away, hidden away. If this fella now comes out, if they relied solely on his evidence, and I don't know if they did or he didn't, I don't know how much evidence they put forward, but apparently it's reported he submitted 2 statements. If they've got off with it, and it's not just Tyson, is it? It's Ishui as well. Yeah. If that evidence is what's got them that more lenient ban, and he now says that was a complete lie, and he's got proof that it were a lie, and he's got proof that it were approached for money, I don't see any way, shape or form that they can go, yeah, we're not interested in looking back at that. I just don't see how they can.
Tom, what's the time scale? What do you know? Just now the story's in the papers.
Nothing's happened. It's in papers. Have they got maybe some other stuff that they're going to release out, James, which is common in newspapers, in the long summer back, and then do something next Sunday.
Yeah.
So maybe that happens. But I mean, if you can get back involved, it's how long's a piece of string in it, and if you've got the right law firm in the right pocket, miracles can happen. But it's disappointing in a way for sport that the biggest story out there at the moment is a retrospective doping ban that happened now that people are saying is false. But from my original point stands, if somebody said to me, I'll give you 25 grand to help me get off with this, and I'm going to go and make 100 million, and I didn't get me 25 grand.
It's a bit stupid.
And you're driving.
$25.
Yeah, but that's.
Yeah.
It is. It's nuts. That's a bit hard to forget. Surely the first thing you'd have done, Ant, when you got off with that is say, somebody get round to his house now and give that 25 grand. Yeah. But if you haven't, and you're sat.
That's why you hope it is lies.
And you're sat watching him on news, chucking money here, there, and everywhere, and Ferraris, Rolls Royce, I'm going to earn 100 million this year. Tell me that you are. Tell me now, look me in the eye, that you're not going to be pissed off.
Yeah, it's true.
What would you do, Ant? You would think, do you know what?
You drop the dime.
Yeah, get ready and have some back. So that's one to watch. It'll be interesting, I think, to keep an eye on Mail this weekend, see if they release anything else and see where that goes.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Right, where to start with this week's news? This week's news is not good news, is it? No. There is no boxing anywhere, no sport anywhere. Everything's cancelled. Premier Boxing Champions cancelled Monday night. With no announcement.
I had to do an interview on something like this, and they said, "How do you think it's going to affect fighters and fights?" Now, boxing is a sport, and it's not dismissing the safety aspect of human health, but boxing is a sport that's lasted, but like cockroaches, we lasted through everything. When boxing was banned, it went underground. Boxing's back in the front, and the guys will fight. Guys will always train. Boxing eventually, you can keep it down so much, but eventually it's going to slip out.
So he was German here.
Common sense would tell you, like we can't. We've got a show next week, 2 shows this weekend coming that have been cancelled. We don't know what's going to happen when we're going to be back in action again. We will be back in action, but it's show business, and unfortunately the business has got to do the right thing and say, like, we've got to sit tight, we've got to wait on. And do what the government says.
I don't see any of the shows before summer. Maybe Joshua. I don't see anything other than that. I don't think it'll get going again before that.
Can you go with something as big as Joshua? Can you go with something as big? For one of the only ones back to go that big?
Yeah, because I think people will be that desperate, and they'll just be like.
It's hard, isn't it? I mean, listen, it's been a week. We've only seen before. No football. It was hard last weekend. This weekend, you were down to London. I was down to London. There was talk about it being behind closed doors. They're just going to let. In the golden contract, the 4. Well, it was 8 fighters, so the 2 semi-finals.
Some have already flown over. Yeah.
There's a German and a
problem is as well that everyone's thinking about boxing. It's the boxer's health. It's boxing.
But
it's paramedic crews. It's doctors. It's stuff
so now
like
they're
that.
saying people have got to stay in your houses. Sit tight, stay in your houses. So eventually, things will settle down now. But when they come back out of the houses again, the virus is still there.
Yeah, it's still there. But it's how long does it go on for?
Yeah,
I think you want to come back with a big fight as well, don't you? And did you know what as well? From a business point of view, people won't be earning either for a long time. So there'll be money to make.
People were saying that. If things was going to happen behind sort of behind the scenes, they weren't going to let anyone in. You're just only going to be able to watch it online. For instance, I was saying before, the WrestleMania, that's still going ahead on Sunday. They reckon the numbers are going to be bigger than ever, strictly because no one can get a ticket to it.
And there's nothing else to
watch.
There's nothing else to watch. Yeah, I think the viewing figures for Friday night with the golden contract have been bigger than ever because there's been no sport, there's been no boxing.
And the other thing is this: you look at a lot of the Olympians when they boxed as amateurs, they boxed in front of empty halls.
That's another talking point. We have to qualify as this.
Yeah.
So Peter McGrail qualified, Galal Yafai, brilliant achievement, and then some of the fights now it's been put back. I don't know if it's Paris and Athens. There's going to be 2 other qualifiers, but then
the same. But
what's going to happen with the Olympic Games now? I think the Euros have been put back in football. The Euros have been put back 12 months, so we don't know at the minute. I think it's just the uncertainty of it all.
Do you think any fights will fold, or do you think they'll all stand on what's already made?
Just got to try and push time on. Fights will go
It's not
on.
Like anyone can go anywhere else. But what I mean is, will something fall out and somebody else will move in?
It seemed like Billy Joe had the Canelo fight, didn't it? It didn't get announced, but it seemed like it was a done deal. What happens if, I think that's the one most at risk. Happening in September, and I hope not for Billy's sake.
Yeah.
But if that's agreed for September, then Canelo's not going to be allowed, a fight July or August, is it? Do you know what I mean?
I think out of all of them, I think look, Pulev versus AJ's got a weapon and it's a mandatory.
Yes.
Usyk Chisora, although personally I know you two are looking forward to that. I'm not that bothered about that, but I think that'll. No disrespect to Derek, and I probably wouldn't say it if he was sat on that stool. But it just doesn't do all for me. It's like, we're being cruel. You've got world best cruiserweight who's proven he's far and above everybody else, coming up to heavyweight. Derek Nisey, we aren't being cruel. Look, his earnings keep going up, but is he European level? Is he like that top 4 or 5 world?
But isn't it not an assessment of Usyk? Getting in there.
That's fine, but I don't want to pay £25 for an assessment.
I think that's the bit. Do you know what with that? That's the thing as well.
Why am I paying 25 quid for an assessment?
If you're not coming from it directly within the sport, I watch that, and I love my boxing.
Yeah.
But I watch that for Usyk, not for Usyk versus Chisora.
Yeah, exactly. So you want to see
you
the
pay
development.
25 quid to see Usyk. I mean, we would have boxing, but does does the guy in the pub think, oh, that Usyk, who had the great one against...
Usyk boxing? No, it don't matter who he's
Yeah.
boxing.
Yeah,
just make him top.
That's what I mean.
And I think I pay 25 quid to watch a fight, whereas that is asking me to pay 25 quid to watch
off an
where
exhibition.
Usyk, where is he? Where is he in terms of his
Yeah.
development? And do you know what? Yeah, I'll probably end up doing it and kicking myself. But you know, it's just different. It's not
Jim,
a
never
fight,
forget
it's a marketing.
Team Stream. There's always another option. So I think that will probably stand up because I don't think Derek can really go anywhere else unless something big falls out. And I think Usyk needs that type of fight. So I think that one will stand up. What about Povetkin White? I think that stands on.
Yeah. White needs.
Well, because what you need is he
needs a fight that
what
means
you need.
something.
What I mean is if Pulev gets caught sparring or breaks his hand or gets hit with a car, somebody's going to have to move in, and then the fights, it's like dominoes, in it. They all get knocked back and fall through. But I think, other than that, I think they'll all stand on. The one major fight I don't believe stands on is Canelo against Billy Joe.
Billy Joe. So Pfizer.
I hope it does for him.
But
I don't think
Pfizer at this moment in time, once they know everything's being pause has been pressed, they're going to tick over. They're not going. They'll have a set program for say I'm fighting in 13 weeks, 15 weeks, whatever. They'll just be gym fit until they've got more of an idea of when they'll be fighting. Exactly so the chances of fighters getting injured are very slim. But I tell you what, you'll have some fit fuckers out there when you're going to fight.
The British Boxing Board today, they put out a notice, didn't they, from the board?
Yeah, everything's pulled till
the start of April, and then it will be reviewed. Is that right?
I think they changed it, wasn't it?
They go back.
End of April, beginning of May.
Well, I know. Matchroom pulled the Terry Harper, Tasha Jonas bill, which was the end of April. So I don't know if they pulled it for.
I can't see that. I think if there is a show before summer, and I don't believe there will be, it'll be Joshua Poole. I can't see any of them in May happening. Not just in Britain. I'm not saying it's just us.
Yeah,
America
it does make sense now. You say coming back with a big one.
Yeah,
coming back with a big one, but then also would it be a bit of a massive contradiction, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Go with a 70,000 seater or however.
Yeah. But people will be desperate for sport, and especially if football's not started. What else are you watching?
But then, do you know when you said about the that you think that'll stand then? But then what happens if the football season gets put back? Then Tottenham was still playing games at that time, so that's another thing to think about.
That's the other thing as well, is whereabouts in the world do these take place? Because we're into the unknown here, aren't we? So what it might be able to happen in Saudi Arabia, it might be able to happen in Singapore, it might not be able to happen here. You just don't know,
where it's going to go.
Situation is.
So any Joshua fight now is going to be a stadium fight, isn't it? It's going to be. It's not going to happen in the arena. So if it's not going to be there, they're going to go overseas again with it, without doubt.
Biggest promoter now is government, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because promoters can make as many plans as they want. Trainers can make as many plans as they want. It's going to be governments that decide.
This is what Boris has always dreamed of being. Do you not think it were funny? I thought it were funny that boxing, like football, when player safety, fan safety, let's put football matches. Athletics did it, cycling. There's no cycle races anywhere in Europe. Boxing was. And we're still trying to hang in. No, until somebody tells us we're going ahead. We're going ahead. Until somebody says we're going ahead.
It's the history of our sport, isn't it?
Everybody sees an opportunity, though, don't they? Everybody sees an opportunity to steal a march.
I'd say yesterday, Jose Burton was fighting Friday night on Sky and they've got him contract. He'd done his last session, and he was a bit like, so everyone's going, he's going ahead. Well, just had the phone call to say how many hotel rooms do you need for tonight, because he had to be down for the draw, what they do today, where they put balls out the bag. And he was still, and this morning he sent it into the group, says, I've been told it's still on the way to pit the finger, pick the ball up, and it's bang, it got cut.
Fighters are usually the last ones to know.
Yes,
because they're like, hide it, don't tell them, don't stress them, don't stress them.
Yeah, just let them train until. You tell the fighter last. Because you don't want to stress them out. You want to make sure their head's on the game.
What do you think? Tell me what you think to this.
Cool.
If they do some shows,
Yeah.
And the board have actually said they'll consider each case on its own merit. Yeah. What do you think to boxing with no crowd? Does it work?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So in the amateurs, top amateurs, a lot of times they travel all over Europe, and it's empty
they
sports.
They do, but this is this is top level international boxing.
So I think for the entertainment value. No, it doesn't. But for the fighters, when you get in there, you don't actually give a shit.
I always said people fight on my back garden for the right money. But to watch it, to tune in and watch it with no atmosphere.
The actual show, the production of everything, it's just like...
Yes.
We don't want to see P Diddy rapping out with no crowd, do we? We want to see a reaction. Do you know what I mean?
What does that mean, rapping out? Is that like a?
Just, you know,
I
do
even know
nice,
I'm on you.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Comes out the mic,
Yeah.
bang. Like, do you know what I mean? With no crowd, there's no show, there's no production, is there? Do you want to watch highlight like clips before they're coming out? I just don't see.
I just wonder what it'd be
it's a whole
like to
event.
watch it. I know what you're saying about international amateur boxing. Yeah, they do the fighting empty hall.
Yeah.
But this is like, without being cruel, it's like the sexiest in it. Heavyweight world title fights. It's
Yeah.
that and other. I just wonder what it'd be like sat staring at your TV screen. We like no, be like even worse than Germany with on clap. We just nothing.
It wouldn't need to be in a stadium, would it? Do you know what I mean?
No,
It
well,
could be in a
that's
gym.
sports,
Bob Arum's on
like-
about
Could be a
doing
gym.
it. Bob
Yeah,
Arum's
yeah.
on about hiring out some TV studios in LA and just setting a ring
Yeah.
up and thing.
Michael
and doing it
Buffer's
there.
out of a job, isn't he, though? Because
Yeah.
that's not working without an
No.
audience.
And the other thing
Uh,
is,
No, he'll
some
kill it.
fighters are inspired by
The crowd.
that lift
Yeah, of course,
of the
they
crowd.
feed off the crowd.
Yeah.
We
We're
were
just
talking
dead,
about
innit?
that, like,
Two different fights.
and I remember thinking that I said, because he was going to be in the corner fight night, I will all respond, do you know, to fighting with no crowd.
Yeah.
Will it work with one of the lads has a big following, Ian Conroy will bring a load down and he probably sort of feeds off them. So how hard would he find it? Do you know what I mean? It then becomes, does it work better for a gym fighter?
Yeah.
You'd
I
work
just,
better
I
for a
just
gym
wonder as a
fighter.
TV
I used
spectacle.
to be a gym fighter, and actually, I loved it when I got booed.
Yes.
Morning, I'm thinking I
Yeah.
feel comfortable. When they change
Yes.
it, it's a bit of pressure.
Pressure,
there.
yeah.
So if you're walking into an empty hall, you're thinking, I don't give a shit. I'm a
This
gym
feels
fighter.
weird,
Look at me,
yes.
because you've got a lot of gym fighters that are brilliant in the gym,
Yeah,
but they
can't
get out and they
take it
get
all
smashed every day of the week. So I think certain fighters have benefit. It could be two different fights. You could get it. Have the same two fighters getting in the ring with and without a crowd.
They'll
and
get
two different
different
results.
result, yeah.
Do you know what as well though? I just think as well, boxing can, from a spectacle point of view, not from a business point of view, and maybe not from a fighter's point of view either, because I know they've got to earn, haven't they? But boxing can afford to wait, I think. Football is almost going to have to start playing at some point behind closed doors, because it's so enthralled to the TV companies.
Yeah.
It's so enthralled to the rights holders, who are basically the governing bodies in football now.
Yeah.
And if they don't fulfil those contracts, football's gone.
Yes.
Or was gone as we know it. I think boxing can afford to wait and do it right with the spectacle. And
It's the
it's great to
spectacle
see the
side of
sport.
it.
It's an event now, isn't it? Boxing as
Yeah.
well. It's for,
You think
it's,
about Jim. Think about when we were all at school and there was a scrap at school.
Yes. Everyone
Kids,
will know that.
kids didn't go and have it on their own behind bike shed or behind gymnasium, and nobody knew what happened till one walked
Yeah,
out and
of
one couldn't walk out. School emptied out, everybody went to watch, and that transfers. That's what we like.
Yeah.
We want to see a fight. I just
Yeah.
wonder as a TV spectacle, just it sat like.
if you
yeah.
do that,
Pay.
and that's the great thing in it about, as I say, like boxing now, it's become a household sport now, isn't it? You know, people who 2 years ago weren't that interested in it, now they're interested in boxing. But you know, you're almost then going back to the days where you're back to your hardcore crowd,
Yes.
and that's great
It's
for
show
them.
bus-
It's
show
not the same
business. It's
sport.
show
Yeah, of course
business.
it is. It's a show, it's big production, these big arena fights, these big stadium fights. You mentioned it then about Germany, about clapping. I was going to ask you, Johnny. So, what's the weirdest one? What's the strangest atmosphere you boxed in? But a strange one, because I know you've worked it every year. The Monaco one. That's
Oh my
quite.
God.
That's almost behind
The
closed
Prince
doors.
of Monaco was sat there. They're all like black tan.
I know the weird one was Amir Khan
Yeah.
against, was it Billy Dib?
That's
That
right.
was another
in
strange
Saudi.
one.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Monaco one's a strange.
Yeah, did Derek lose? Derek lost his boxing for European title.
Derek
He lost.
Chisora lost that night, yes.
Yeah, he lost.
Yeah.
It was like even the clap
It was
was
just
quiet.
no. And
Nothing.
even when you're on about fighters who respond off the atmosphere, I think he's certainly one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's an odd atmosphere.
I took a kid to Germany to box Chagayev before Chagayev
Yes.
a world title when he were right up there.
Yeah.
Your old mate, Crenshaw.
Oh yeah.
How did your leg? Yeah, retired.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving swiftly on from that, and it was just the weirdest thing. They weren't even, and he were main event or next
Yeah.
at word. I think they were women's world title, and they were Chagayev when he were flying.
Yeah.
And honestly, it weren't even like
Yeah.
that.
I
It
remember
were just like I can remember just being in corner thinking, where are we? It's like being in an empty working men's
Matthew
club.
Macklin boxed Felix Stern. World title, if you remember. Controversial decision that, and we sat ringside and we're screaming away, you know, from that.
You were the
Screaming
loudest
away.
lot there.
No, we kept getting told to be quiet. We kept getting told to keep the noise down. There was a family there, there was a guy with his missus and his kids, and there was this, I think we ruined their night. We ruined the night, but it was
Just
But,
don't do it, yeah.
but you've got to remember, the
Yeah,
UK
middle class, like
is now the
that,
place to be.
Yeah.
The American fighters from all over the world want to come to the UK because we put on a show. It's a proper show. No matter even top America,
Yeah.
when it comes to putting on a show, lights, music, atmosphere, and we've just got it. I can remember being in the training camp of Klitschko when he was training to fight Tyson Fury. And all the sparring partners were from all over the world, America, all over Eastern Europe. They all wanted to come and box in England. Even now in England, you'll get old fighters like...
It's just an event.
You'll get old fighters that still make... The love for our sport is bigger here than it is anywhere in the world. You can get fighters that retired 10 years ago, can still come to England and make money doing after dinner speak. You know, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, they're all coming on. Andre Ward's here at the moment. That just shows you can't do this in America. No. You can't do it in Europe, and that just shows we are the
become a brand. Become a brand. I mean, the kids I feel sorry for on this, without being cruel, in Dillian White, because he can wait 6 months or 12 months and still get a couple of mil. It's not AJ. It's not Derek. It's your kids who are having a 4-rounder. Who are running round in circles, sending 5,000 text messages, driving round in the car, doing 200 quid of petrol in a week, passing tickets out, and all of a sudden, you're not on. And it's like, must just be devastating for them. Just been waiting and waiting.
That the boxing lights, and there's a lot of sports like, and there's going to be so many others who. Businesses will fold and stuff like that, but you don't fight, you don't get paid.
You've got to be like Eddie and look for the positive and look for the benefit in these situations. That's what he said, innit? Don't worry about people dying of illness. There's a positive you can find in this. But no, I mean, for TV and sport, it just shows you what TV is now, doesn't it? Without sport, everybody's just sat tearing their hair out, aren't they? What do you do?
I think right now there's going to be a baby boom. A divorce boom, and B&Q are going to make a right pack, like selling shovels and concrete for burning bodies on the patio.
Well, my missus shot straight out and went, I've bought a load of paint, we can decorate a house if we stuck in. I was like, I'd rather catch it. I'd rather be in hospital.
I was walking the dog in Enfield Park yesterday morning, and usually it's like the mothers with the kids pressing, but like fathers are there with hands in their pockets thinking, fuck. You can see them pissed off. It's only just started. I'm thinking, can you imagine 2 months of this? Am I talking to you? It's just, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. But we need some sport back on. But when it is, who knows? So Johnny, no boxing on TV, no sport on TV, but you've got YouTube. If you're gonna watch 3 fights, tell people to watch 3 fights. What are the 3 you're gonna sit down and watch this week?
I'd watch Harold Graham against Julian Jackson. I'd watch
because
Errol's a friend of mine, and when I see it, when I've read his book, I just think that one fight. So it's not just about the fight you see in the ring. It's the whole story, the build up to the fight, and how life could have been so different if things were different. If you'd have just listened, I knew what was being said in the corner. I knew when Brendan said, "Listen, don't mix it up with him. Keep him on the jab. Just do that this round, and you've got it. They're going to stop the fight." I knew that. I heard that, and I saw Errol's face, thinking, "I've got him. He went, and Brendan's going, "No!" Boom, gone. And that changed the course of Harold's life. I'd watch that again because I know the story behind it.
John Ingle always tells me that he flew out at him because he just paid a load of money to have his teeth, and he got his teeth knocked out.
His teeth got knocked out, so his teeth came out in the second round. So Julian Jackson, when we got out to Marbella,
well, tell backstory, Johnny, because he ended up in Marbella because he couldn't get a license to box.
Because his eyesight was that bad. Right, so we called him Mr. Magoo.
Jackson.
So when he went running, he had to have people either side of him, so he didn't bump into anything. He was running with some big ass thick glasses on. So we saw him thinking, shit, Harold's got this. And we're laughing, thinking, fucking hell, the guy can't see. And so it came to the fight. Brendan said, keep him on the jab. Harold's battering him. And the referee came, and in the second round, Julian Jackson slung the shot, clipped Harold. And when Errol came back to the corner, Brendan went to take his gum shield out, and all his teeth were in the gum shield. And so Brendan kept the gum shield in as if his teeth were falling out. Just put some water in. Errol didn't realise because you're pumped up. He said, "Listen, keep on jab. You've got this." The referee came over and said, "He's got one more round. Then I'm stopping his fight." Brendan said, "You've got one more round. Just keep him long. Don't get involved." But you can see Errol thinking, everybody keeps calling me a fancy dancer. I can't punch. I'm going to knock out the biggest. I'm going to knock out the biggest puncher in the world. Then you could see him thinking it. So Errol got him. Backhand lead. Boom, gone. And you could see it coming. But even before that, there was me and Fidel Castro Smith, another fighter from the gym. That's his real name. We were sparring with him, and you could all of a sudden catch him with the right hand.
Yeah.
So you know, like Quigg, when you thought you
Yes.
look at him, you think your time is just off a little bit. So that when you see know the story behind the fight, that to me makes a fight more juicy. The other fight I'd watch would be Sugar Ray Leonard against. I would watch his against Marvin Hagler again. Big story behind the fight. Sugar Ray and Marvin were good mates. They went out. You all know the rest is history again. So it was proper bad blood. I think they've only just kind of started speaking to each other now. And
that Hagler though, weren't it? Where him really held on to it.
Held on to it. It's such a shame because these guys, if you're young, you don't understand how history making the fights with Hagler, Hearns, Roberto Duran and Leonard were, how much it shaped our sport. So again, I like watching fights that tell a story. And so if you're just a fan, you'll watch a fight and God, that was a great fight. But if you know the backstory behind it, it's an even better fight. And then what else would I watch? I'd be stuck between Michael Nunn and Sambu Kalambe and Harold and Nigel Benn and McLaren. And they're just wicked fights.
Just
unbelievable fights. Storytellers. Storytellers.
I was going to have that as one of mine, the Ben McLennan one, because I remember at the time I was only young, I was 8 or 9. But I remember watching it in my nana's and I remember just thinking, oh my God, and since sort of you, as I've grown, you see what an awesome, like, deadly puncher he was. It was unreal, wasn't it? And sort of for Nigel, I think that was his big night, wasn't it? That night, I believe he might have just beat anyone. It was overshadowed by what happened after it, but just the drama of it all was unreal. So I think that would be one of mine. But it was violence, wasn't it?
Proper violence.
It was just that's all it was. Just violent, fight to death, wasn't it? Unfortunately,
it was
real life gladiatorial.
Yeah, it was. I was going to say that it was like going back to the gladiator days. I think another one, Arguello and Pryor, Alexis Arguello and Pryor. I loved them. I was a massive Arguello fan, not like I was around them, but I'm a huge Arguello fan. But Pryor was brilliant.
Have you noticed he keeps throwing this age thing in all
I
time?
know. I'm sorry.
Have you noticed he's doing that all the time?
He would not be denied, would he? He would not be denied that. I don't know whether the bottle had out to do with it from Panama Lewis. But no, I thought he was brilliant. And I think more recent, I was going to go Barrera Morales. Yeah, Barrera Morales, I think. Unbelievable, and that was I think they're good now, aren't they? That was genuine bad blood.
They hated each other. And
actually, the first fight I thought Barrera won. Obviously, Morales got the decision. He put it right in the 3 fights, but that was an unbelievable fight. There's 3 to watch from me.
James,
I'm going to be boring because Ben McClellan again. That's what I'm thinking. I can remember watching that fight. I used to share a flat with 2 mates in Ladbroke Grove, both of whom had no interest in boxing whatsoever. I stayed in, I said, I'm going out a little bit later on. They were messing about, caught the start of this fight, sat and watched it through. That tells you something. And I love the book War Baby as well. I watched that again because it almost turned it into 2 brutal guys, but into that good-bad thing as well. I'm worried you phoned me out, you were 8.
I'm sure I was. Yes, pretty
all right,
now.
James.
Yes, that was a rough guess, but I know it was around that age. I'm going to check it.
Moving on. Moving on. Totally different reasons. Michael Moore winning the world title because I stayed up all night to watch that and I slept through it.
No.
Respect.
So that was
that's a great story. That was him and Teddy Atlas had a great
rapport.
And that was, I think, the one bit I woke up and I used to drone on to people about this, and I've never been able to find it back. Was that the one where at the start of the last round of the fight, where Teddy Atlas gave him that speech
about his kids? You're going to have to explain.
Is that
that's the fight? Why Daddy don't want to be champion of the world? That might have been the one.
And I can remember. I say I slept through it, but I can remember that woke me up a little bit, and then those through the rest. The other one, purely for personal reasons, because as somebody who, since I moved up here, has lived in Scarborough, Hull and Sheffield as well. You probably guess it'll be Naz Paulingal.
I
yeah.
was there that night. I was there that night.
So
I was a bit older than 8 that night, so I
You're
don't
going to
remember
tell
12
me you
or
were
13.
12.
No.
Yeah.
That's important.
Now I remember that night.
Wicked fight.
Yeah, brilliant.
That'd be
brilliant.
that'd
Do
be
you
the other
forget how
one.
good Paulingal was?
Yeah,
Forget
great
how,
fight.
You know, brilliant,
Great
wasn't
fight.
it?
Proper engine.
Went
Proper engine.
unbelievable. He used to run around Scarborough Beach and
Yeah.
he'd go all night, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He'd go all night. But I was also there the night.
Yeah,
In Sheffield against Batili, was it?
Yeah.
Something wasn't right from nothing.
It was just,
It was
you know, early on.
It was like
Early on, he was throwing
Yeah.
his jab and he was like missing for a
His Naz was
foot,
in
but his body
Manchester,
language
wasn't
was
it?
as if like I'm landing,
Yeah.
but he weren't
Remember,
a
yeah.
mile off.
One of Naz's famous ring entrances.
Yeah.
He'd come out in a car or something
He
like
came
that.
back the other way as well, or
Yeah.
certainly was threatening to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paulingal did. He come out with
Steve.
Frank.
Yeah.
Well, it was Frank then.
they said, if
Yeah.
he messes about, I remember if he messes about
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. They
Yeah.
come out and then ran back in
Yeah.
the ring, didn't they?
What's
I
yours?
think my three, first one might surprise you. I always say it was like a British Agler Hearns. Paul Samuels
Oof.
against Wayne Alexander.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Wow.
What
Two
a
bangers.
fight.
I'm
Yeah.
sure that was like to the day, like
Yeah.
What a fight.
so many years ago.
Both
Both
You know,
unbeaten.
long back.
Both could
Oh,
whack.
Wow.
Both didn't really like each other. Wayne, I
That was
think,
a
with
wicked
Jimmy
fight,
Tibbs, weren't it?
Yeah.
He was with Enzo Calzaghe.
Yeah.
It just
Oh,
kind of
it's
built
crazy.
to
I don't
everything.
know. He
And
managed
they
to generate
just-
such power.
They just flew at each
Yeah.
other,
Yeah.
and there were no quarter were asked for, and no quarter were given.
And
They
don't
just,
ask him how old he was.
oh, he probably wasn't born.
I do remember it so
Yeah.
clear though. I remember
Just
so
a brilliant
Wayne had some
fight.
massive knock. I mean, Samuels did later
He
on.
put him
even-
down.
You
Yeah,
made
he
the
put him
fight
down.
with him and Render.
Render, yeah, and then double knockdown. Yeah, double knockdown. But that, I could watch that every day.
Alexander, I was only talking about this the other day. He's a world class puncher, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
was
I
he?
know he wasn't, but he was
But
a real
they both were.
world-class
But they were
puncher,
both
yeah.
very
Samuels
vulnerable.
as well.
I'd have
yeah.
probably put in that fight. I think I was leaning towards Alexander because I didn't think he was quite as vulnerable as Wayne, and he hurt Wayne early. I think he put him
Yeah.
down, didn't he? He jumped back up and they would. But I mean, you could even though I was watching it on TV,
You're
I
like,
weren't there. I was like, I would turn his volume down. You know,
Yeah.
old-fashioned TV.
Yeah.
Turning volume down because it's like whack, and you're thinking, Jesus, how much of this?
Yeah.
How much of this can
Alexander
these
had
take?
some huge knockouts,
But that's
didn't
for anybody who wants to watch a fight that's got drama in it,
Yes.
excitement, and some
Yeah.
brutality. That were a
That
great
is a good one.
fight.
That is a good one.
A great fight. My second fight would probably be, for lots of different reasons, just because it was just so bananas. I'm thinking Riddick Bowe against Andrew Galotta.
You mean with
No,
No, that
when he
was that
kept
one for
punching him.
Fan Man?
in
Oh,
Yeah.
kept banging him in the
Fan
balls.
Yeah, just because it
yeah.
was nuts.
Nah,
I
which
was
one's Fan Man? Which one's
Is it
Fan
only
Man?
one of the
Holyfield,
Holyfield and-
2, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, that's
I
right,
was
yeah.
a fan of. I think Riddick Bowe ate himself away from his
Yeah.
career. I was such a fan of his. I
Brilliant,
thought he was
wasn't it?
fantastic.
The way he
But
went to the
Galotta
ladder.
could really fight.
Yeah.
And I just think when he met Bowe, he was sliding.
Yeah.
And it was just a fight that you sat watching
Yeah.
thinking, I can't quite understand what I'm watching here.
Yeah.
This is just
Yeah.
bananas. This is just bananas. I mean, rematch were
fight,
even worse,
yeah.
weren't it?
Yeah.
But first one, you finish watching it and you were like scratching your head thinking, what have I just
Yeah.
seen? Because he were winning, could have easily won it. He was
Madness.
shot, he were beating him up. And
Dropped
just
him
for
low.
some reason,
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow,
just
it
kept
was just
just
mad,
kept
wasn't it?
volleying in between
Yeah.
legs.
Did it?
Yeah, but when
Was
you
it the first fight after where the right in the ring? I always remember.
yeah,
Galotta
but he
getting
came in
hit
to
with
try
the
to
phone and-
smash him in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wow.
he just all kicked
Brutal.
off, and then they did rematch, and he did exactly the same again. So, I mean, you can
That
say,
is it.
look, he's consistent, innit? So
Yeah.
you can't knock him. And then other one I think that really stands out in my mind for lots of different reasons. More of this is more an ability one. I can remember James Toney against Roy Jones when Roy Jones beat Toney.
Yeah.
That was like a breakthrough because James Toney was seen, and I love James Toney. He was like so brooding and menacing, weren't he? Everybody bought into him, and then they were like, "Oh, there's this young flash kid from America, Roy Jones. He's flashed there boxing." And he just totally schooled him. But for the artistry and what I mean, Tony now will say I were dead at weight and I were this and that, and he went chasing his manager around anyway, a machine gun a couple of weeks after. Great fights.
When I used to live with Errol Bomber, and he got a letter from America, from a young fighter in America saying, "Dear Mr. Graham, please give me the honour of fighting you. I think you're an amazing fighter."
Yeah.
This is before email and stuff, and
Yeah.
Yes.
do you know? All right.
I think you're an amazing fighter.
Yeah.
Talked
And the
about
pigeon.
the fights he had. Talked
Yeah.
about the people he won.
Stamps.
Talked about his record. It would be a great pleasure to come over and fight you. Signed, Roy Jones Jr.
No, wow.
And Errol went,
I hope he's
Errol went, "Who's he?" I went, "Oh no."
No,
Yeah.
honestly.
I said, "Errol, where's the letter now? Errol, where's the letter?"
But they'd be my
Yeah.
three great fights, but for lots of different reasons.
Yeah.
So we're stuck. We know what to watch now, don't we?
Yeah.
We know what to watch.
And that's what it's going to come down to because there ain't any time soon.
No, that's it.
Netflix and chill, baby.
Yeah, that's it. So, Johnny, what's the stories out and about this week? There's a few out about that have caught my attention. What do you reckon? What does everybody think to that Ryan Garcia?
I like him.
Good for him. Yeah.
Can he fight? Is he fight or is he fluff?
No, I think he can fight. He's improving.
Yeah.
He's improving. I met him over in Las Vegas in 2018, and he was back then. You're going to mention about him and Davis fighting, aren't you? He was calling for the Tank Davis fight, and just to me, like I was just talking to him, the nice guy, but he looked about 14. But he's certainly improving.
I'm saying he's nowhere near the finished start. He's a good kid.
Yeah.
He'll do really, really well.
Him and Davis, he's calling for Davis.
Yeah.
He's desperate for Davis. What do you think?
He's mad for calling for that fight, and then you've got the Oscar and the Floyd sort of thing carrying on. But that Davis, from everyone who's sort of been around him and stuff like that, I think he seems a bit wild, for sure, you know, a bit Broner-like, but he's meant to be like a huge puncher. Does he catch Garcia at some point? He's meant, like you say, everyone in the
if you're with
gym
Golden Boy, do you do it
sales.
yet, Anne?
No.
You wouldn't do it. So even if it could be made with PBC, Golden Boy, Floyd, Oscar, would you not do it yet?
He's a superstar. He's on his way to becoming a superstar, Garcia. So from a promoter's point of view, no, I don't make that yet.
And these fights you've got to build up. Let people get tasting. Let them try.
Well, he's screaming for it, isn't he? So he's obviously believing.
Well, that's
himself.
what happens is that associates a fighter with another fighter and elevates him, and that's what you do.
Even
and you shout it now, you're thinking it won't realistically happen for another 18 months.
Last time was it Fonseca, the one. Because his argument is he done it much quicker than Davis. I know it's down the line, but still, it's. But I think he's for real. Yeah, I think he's for real. But I just think the Davis fight just not yet. I don't believe it will happen.
Another one. A little Sheffield bird told me Kel flew out to New York last week to try and meet up with Aram and see if he could make Crawford fight. The timing, as always, for Kel's impeccable. He flew out in the middle of coronavirus when nobody were allowed out. What do you think? Does that happen? Does it not happen?
I think Kel.
Well, look, nothing's happening straight away. Anyway, so it's kind of like a wasted trip, isn't it?
I think in his wisdom, or in his people around his wisdom, I think the idea is to make sure put himself in the mix, because I think you've got to make sure every fight means something. So he wants to get himself in a position where he's in deep, he's in a big fight, in a fight where he could possibly elevate himself, because you don't want to lose to somebody. That's not really that's not going to get you there. I totally get that. I totally get shouting that sort of stuff.
Is that welterweight though?
Presume so.
Yeah,
presume so.
Just Cal, like his body down to
welterweight. I just again, and I
look,
said
you can make any weight, and how many times have we said, can he get to welterweight?
Yeah.
Can he take 2
When was the
races?
Spence fight? When was the Spence fight now? 2000 and...
2 years ago.
I don't think
ago.
welterweights.
No way.
I
So I
really
think that's
don't.
another
And
2 years on, and there was doubts whether he'd make it that night.
I think from a promotional, always round, you can't move him up to box Golovkin and say he's going straight up to middleweight because he's been dying making welterweight, and then straight after go, he's going back to welterweight. And I feel now that if you carry on at welterweight, it's just to get, you're sacrificing your health just to get a payday.
It's a no-brainer. And even when it was the last couple of years of him being welterweight, I thought, how's he doing now? How's he doing? We can all make the weight, but can you tie your shoelaces? Can you tie your shoelaces when you've done it?
Kel's weight's certainly likeable, isn't it? Certainly likeable. There's some huge fights out there. Maybe not as big as Crawford. But there's some other big fights out there.
There's fights where he can operate, and you think he's optimum.
Yeah.
Another one this week. Callum Smith. I saw at weekend did a video. He were calling out Plant and Benavidez, and then apparently Joe's done a press release, or he's done an interview somewhere calling out Plant and Benavidez. But interestingly as well today, like we were just saying, Anne, if that Canelo Billy Joe fight falls through,
that's your fight.
That's the easiest
does
fight
Billy
to
Joe
make,
come back?
That's your fight.
It's without a doubt, like I say, if there was both in the running for Canelo. Now the possibility that it looks like Canelo Triple G's done for September. People are automatically going to presume, well,
They're both on a big meaningful fight.
Huge summer fight.
Yeah.
It's it's massive.
Put your neutral hat on. Put your neutrals hat on. Rate them for me 1 to 4.
Ooh.
Don't you go first because you've got your political. Name them 1 to 4. You can go last. Smith, Plant, Benavidez, Billy Joe.
No.
Cop out.
I'm not copping out. I'm not.
You've just said no. That's
I'd say number 1 is of course Canelo. He's number 1.
No, not Canelo. The 4 after.
He's not in the mix.
Saunders, Plant, Benavidez.
Saunders, Plant, Benavidez, Billy Joe.
Yeah.
1 to 4.
I'm gonna be biased because I know what Billy Joe's capable of doing, but I know Smith's So after watching Smith against Ryder, I'm thinking he's very beatable. But you've got to have the right tactics, and if he's not up for it, I'm going to lean towards Billy Joe number 1.
Yeah.
Smith number 2.
So you've got 2 Americans at 3 and 4.
Yeah.
I've got Benavidez at 1.
You're a big Benavidez fan.
I'm a big Benavidez fan. If he's doing everything
Benavidez,
right, I'm a massive Benavidez fan. I've got him at number 1. I probably have, and this is a bit of a cop-out, admittedly, I'd probably have Billy Joe and Callum at joint 2.
Why would you give me shit when you do it yourself?
Because that's why I went last. Because I can give it you and then at the end I just do what I want.
Yeah.
What?
I'm a big Benavidez fan.
Yeah, you are. No, I'm not going to be biased. So I'm going to totally.
Watch this. He's going to say but.
Number 1, the Ring Magazine Super Middleweight Champion.
Has he got that Ring Magazine? Has he got that?
Has he?
Yeah.
No, I think
I didn't know.
Listen, going off last performances, a lot of people would disagree with that. But I'm going to go with, not biased as well, I like Billy Joe, but I'm going to go 2. Then I'm going to go Benavidez. So I'm going to like John. I'm going to go Benavidez. Then Plan, but I do like Plan, but I just think a focused Benavidez.
I think Plan's still improving, by the way.
Yes, yeah. And I don't believe, like I said last time out, I don't think we'll see, and that's taking the throw away from John Ryder. And we can't do our Callum lose his belts. That's the worst we'll see of Callum.
Yeah.
So you've gone, who have you gone?
I've
Callum, Benavidez. Oh, you've gone
Billy Joe, yeah.
Johnny?
No, I did.
Went Billy Joe
I went
Callum.
Billy Joe Callum.
All right.
And
so you've gone total Brit, haven't you? What do you
We
think?
both
You
had Plan
watching enough of them,
4.
James?
I really rate Plan, but we both had Plan 4.
What do you think between Billy Joe
Go
and
on,
Smith?
James.
Who do you fancy, James?
I like Billy Joe.
Right.
There's reasons. There's personal
Don't,
reasons.
Billy, don't,
Yeah.
James,
We're not
don't,
going to
James,
trouble.
don't,
Leave me hanging,
don't,
man.
don't,
Leave me
James,
hanging.
don't,
We can fucking
don't,
touch
James,
that.
don't, no. I'm alright, I'm over here on my own, I'm with Benavidez, I'm happy over here on my own, I trust myself, I'm alright with that. What did you think to that this week I saw? I thought that were really interesting. When Floyd were over here, in his 30-second talks he did for audience before he buggered off, they tied him down and said, who's your pound for pound number 1? And he said Terence Crawford.
You know what? I actually.
Were you surprised he picked somebody out from Aram's stable when he's like?
But what I'm saying is, Floyd is does what Floyd wants to do. I hosted a couple of his nights, and it sounds like I'm disrespecting, but I'm not. But sometimes he speaks on a completely different level of understanding. So when he's talking about, when you ask him about, what his hardest fight was, none of them was hard. I'm Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Like, come on, give us something. So when he's saying this about Terence Crawford, he might say someone else next week.
Yeah.
That today, that's what he thinks. Tomorrow, he might think something else, and he thinks there's nothing wrong with changing.
Were you surprised that?
I took a lot of stick. I took a lot of stick off the lads after that, because I've had Crawford 1 or 2. To be fair, he had him 1, and then after I got flattened, I put Lomachenko number 1.
Right. Just because you thought it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, but I always said, because at the time I was getting asked a lot, is he the pound for pound, number 1 fighter on the planet? And I was like, I'd say Terence Crawford, but then I changed my mind after the fight. And but I do think Crawford's there about, I think certainly top 3. I watched him, Johnny Hughes ringside, he was working it when he bought Ricky Burns.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that night. Everyone around ringside was going, he's good, but I expected more from him.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. I'd watched him a bit before that. I was like, he didn't get out of second gear. He didn't get out of second gear. He was really tight at the weight.
And let's be honest,
And
when
he
he came
looked
over,
very
then
good.
nobody knew who we were, really,
No,
did they? They
and-
were like, who is this kid?
And Burns at the time was a very good, solid champion. Do you know what I mean? And I thought, no, he was probably better than what I expected. So, and then we've seen recently, how we dealt with him here. And I think people will say, they want to see bigger names. And it's very split down the middle. If him and Spence ever meet, I think Crawford points.
Wow.
I think we probably had this on here, but I think Crawford points. But I think it's fair. I think it's fair. You could argue opposition, but he's going through the weights. I think he can do it all. Orthodox, southpaw. You can fight on the inside. Fight on the back foot.
We just want to see the fights, really, now, don't we? We want to see Spence, we want to see Porter, we want to see all them fights, don't we?
Yeah, no, I like him. I just like his attitude.
Yeah.
I like everything about Crawford.
Just surprised me him saying it that role. I thought he'd have picked one. I think he said, didn't he, Javante Davis?
Yeah, he said Javante Davis before.
Yeah,
that's why when
said he's the biggest puncher he's best young champ.
Like,
And then he said
unbelievable
Terence.
puncher.
So while there's no sport on, what about back to YouTubers? Computer sport.
Oh, I thought he was going
What
to say
about-
the Jake Paul and Gibb fight again. I thought
Yeah,
he
you
was
could
gonna
do
say
that again.
the
But what
rematch.
about, apparently, I don't know this because I don't follow this type of stuff, it's not really my world, but apparently you can make your own like sex robot. So why couldn't you? I don't know if it's true. I don't even know if it's true. It's just something I've like picked up.
Friend of a friend told you.
Why can't you? Yeah, walking dog in Paul. Why couldn't you have a boxing robot? We've got to see some action, and something's got to happen in the next few months.
You need true gritty human conflict.
There's no competition though. I need some competition. I need something to happen.
Yeah, but it's just not going to have the same impact. You need true gritty human conflict.
Yeah, but what
People
about them
hating
blokes who
each
buy
other.
them robots? They're happy with it.
Only one of them is. The robot's no idea what's happening.
Well, until AI gets that. Oh, she's like, no, this is not good.
Until the PP6 batteries die. Well, yeah, no.
I think we just got to watch those 3 fights we said before.
That's a better way to
I
go.
think that's the better way to go.
Right, I'm going to cancel my subscription.
You've got him out of trouble there as well.
I'll cancel that subscription I've got. That's no good then. Right, Dweebs of the week. This
I
this
actually
sounds
like that.
bad.
I actually like this section.
This sounds bad because this coronavirus is shit. It's bad, but this week is a great time to be involved in boxing. So I'll start us off. With this because I've been sat watching it, just thinking, is any of this for real? So I'll go to the first one I saw when it first started. Sam Jones, nice kid from Derby, manages Joe Joyce. Nice enough kid, Sam.
Yeah.
Somebody knows something about this virus and it's been kept from the public. That was the first one. And I'm like, yeah, it's a virus, so I don't know, it's not been kept from me. So that was the first one.
Did
So
you
we're just going to ignore World Health Organisation.
Do you know any amount of
and all these.
conspiracy I've heard about this
Yeah, I've
virus?
heard a few.
So that was my first
I
one.
think 5G might be one of them.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
5G.
Yeah,
And you know when,
yeah.
when you look in the sky and the planes have
Yeah.
gone and there's those white lines.
Yeah.
That's special powder that's been sprinkled on the whole world. The virus being dropped.
But guess who rocked up then? Who rocked up after Sam Jones? The Lord High Executioner himself, Tony Bellew.
I thought you were gonna say Carl Froch then.
The Lord High Executioner, he should have lived in medieval times, just going around lopping people's heads off, Tony, shouldn't he? Listen to this one. Someone and somewhere should be held accountable for this. People are dying and lives are being destroyed. Frightening times. That was Tony's. And I started to think, where's this all going? Where's this all going? Because you get boxers a lot, Johnny, you know it, and people say, don't they, how can you pass comment if you haven't boxed? Well, I want to say, how can you pass comment? You haven't done 10 years studying infectious diseases, so who are you to tell me what to do? Then who rocked up? There's no end to this. Sit in your seat, there's no end to this. Who rocks up then? Maurizio Sullivan, president at WBC.
No, he got involved.
He rocks up. I've spoken to many people, and this is getting blown out of proportion. Here's what you should do. So he's actually issuing his own health advice now. What you can do about this crisis, take vitamin C and zinc, eat healthily, extreme hygiene, wash your hands constantly, exercise. I mean, I don't know how you're going to have fucking time for all this. Don't smoke.
So just general life.
Constantly drink water. Drink hot tea.
Voice of reason.
Don't panic.
I'm not after hearing that.
Follow instructions of health authorities and experts. And I'm like, well, if I follow all their instructions, they're not telling me any of that shit you've just come out with. And I thought at the end of that one, it should have been another one that
Did
said,
they drink tea?
yeah, drink, hot tea. Hot tea. But on the end of that, I think it should have probably said, and please continue paying sanctioning fees. Because that's what it were all about.
I'll tell you the phone call we need to make with Carl Froch. I'm telling you now, he will have such an angle on this.
It'll be spacemen. So then Maurizio came back. I've spoken to many experts and doctors about the virus, and the fact is that the world is reacting wrongly. Please educate yourself about it, and then you will understand that we must not panic, and life will continue as usual. So that we're in. But this could be the piece de la resistance, this one. Mr. CBD rocked up. So it walks. Just when you think shit can't get any worse than this nonsense, in rocks Mr. CBD. I like him, I like Fowler. So somebody messages him, Tony, are you getting questions about CBD? Do you think it could make a difference? What does Tony say? Now, if I were Tony, I'd go, do you know what? I'm not qualified. I'm not qualified to get involved in this. What? No, I don't. Plenty of questions I'm getting, and it will definitely help. CBD helps the body's immune system, and we can heal ourselves for our own endocannabinoid system.
Nice.
That sounds like an hi-fi to me. I don't even know what that is. The human body is the most advanced machine out there. We just need to feed it the right stuff. That went out, and then who comes into it? It gets better. Then who comes marching through the door like an MFI wardrobe? Sizer him. Lennox.
Lennox Lewis.
He responds to Fowler.
Lennox come at Fowler.
Fowler gets told by Lennox, and funnily enough, I don't think Fowler answered to this one. But anyway, Lennox says to Fowler, tweets like this are careless. Coronavirus is 10 times more severe than the flu, and the elderly, babes, and people with compromised immune systems are at higher risk of dying of being infected by someone like yourself who isn't taking it seriously. Now,
go on, Lennox, get in there, son.
Fowler didn't answer that, but it's not just a British problem. This ain't just a British issue. Devon Haney pipes up.
Oh dear.
Honestly, we are blowing this corona shit out of all proportion. Who's the first person who responds? Anthony Fowler puts a load of clapping emojis. So, the dweebs of the week, there's too many from boxing with this coronavirus. I don't even know where to start with it. I just don't even know where do you end with that?
Well, you know what? I think next week, I think we give Carl a ring live on the show. When he does that eventually, and just throw it on him. Don't prep him. Just throw it on him.
That's what I reckon.
Put on speak. Yeah. See what he reckons. And I'm telling you now, he'll tell us about the
the
world being flat, and tell us exactly that they. I always ask him, who are they? Don't matter who they are, but they.
They're there.
Yeah, they. Yeah. I said, but who are they? Give me a they. He'll tell you about the world being flat, and they are trying to poison us.
I don't know. I'm watching Boris Johnson, and maybe I've not got trust of him. And I'm watching them two mega brain surgeons sat either side of him. They were probably 50, and they've been studying from when they're in womb. They're that clever. And I'm thinking, who do I listen to here about what I should be doing? Do I listen to them two, or should I be listening to Anthony Fowler and Sam and the execution of Tony Bellew? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm surprised. I could half expected Fowler to stand up and go, have you tried these drops? Do you know, like to Boris Johnson and chuck him a bottle for free? Just madness.
I just turn up, just doing a spliff. Just hold on a minute, try this.
Yeah, that's all you need. Another good one. We touched on it last week. Brilliant Dweeb at week. Ronaldinho last week gets locked up in Paraguay.
Is he out yet?
No, he's still in. And guess what? This week he scored an hat trick.
What?
He scored at the prison football.
No.
Banged an hat trick in.
Yeah.
Is he still in the league then?
Man, he's one of the all-time greats, isn't he? So.
Yeah, but I bet some of the defenders in there are a bit sociopathic. You won't want to nutmeg him, would you?
But wait. Has he been sentenced? Why is he still in an egg?
Remand.
He's on remand.
Yeah.
Really?
He's on remand. Yeah.
I wonder if he's got it.
You know what? I rate him. He's settled in well.
Yeah. He's played football
takes a nice picture behind there as well, doesn't he? But
he's settled in well.
They'll be keeping him in for the end of that prison tournament, won't they?
Can you imagine being like some sociopath who was on opposite team and he just nutmegs you in front of everybody and everyone's laughing, and then you've got to go back to the cell and he walks in cell like just giving you a look. You'd be like, oh, I shouldn't have done that.
He don't nutmeg him.
No, I reckon he just lets him have a kick about
I actually really. That story just didn't sink in. I thought, that can't be real.
Nice.
But he's still in the nick.
Yeah. Still.
Wow.
Yeah. I bet he weren't chipping keeper from halfway line and that. He's not risking any of that shit in there, is he? He's just playing it down in it.
That's going to be one of the next big countries for football, that, you know.
Paraguay.
As well, Paraguay.
Yeah.
A lot of agents pushing players to Paraguay.
Might be the new Brazil.
Yeah.
Low tax.
Yeah. So here's one for you,
That's
James.
why I seen that and I thought, why is he over there? And it makes sense now.
Here's one for you, James. This is a football one. Karen Brady, who's got West Ham just above relegation. Above relegation on goal difference. Coronavirus hits, league suspended for a little bit. She says we should stop now. Pull the league now. Everybody stops where they are. If they go down, we stay up. And people are listening to her. What do you
It's
make of that?
It's one of the great things, isn't it, about situations like this, because it always brings out the best in people,
Yeah.
thinking of everybody else, not themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Same with toilet
Well,
rolls.
maybe
That's
she's
right,
thinking of everyone else because then Liverpool don't win the league, do they?
Actually, on that note, yeah, she might be onto something.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is why I can't get past with toilet
Yeah.
rolls, isn't it? It's this exact school of thought.
What do you think
but
happens with
Apparently
football,
get
though,
past Fernand
James?
Summers.
I don't-
Yeah.
What do you think happens with the league now? What's your take on it? You know more than us. We aren't telling us any secrets.
They'll have to
They've
finish
got to
it.
finish
They'll
it.
have to finish it, and they'll have to finish it. We
Could it go
were talking
into
about earlier.
July, August?
They're just so enthralled with the TV companies.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Euros
to
have gone
finish
back,
it.
haven't they, a year now?
Yeah.
Euros have gone back a year. Like you say, they've got to finish it as.
If they don't finish that, and the
Yeah.
team, because that's the problem, isn't it, in sport, is that the money goes in, it doesn't stay in, it immediately goes out to somebody else, it gets moved on. So if you looked at sports bank account or football's bank account, it's actually
Yes.
probably not that great.
Yeah.
And you've seen it in France at the minute as well, where the French league's getting sued by
Yeah.
a broadcaster for moving PSG games last season, because what they've bought isn't what they ended up getting. You know, if it was a poor night for viewing figures, Thursday night games, so they'll have to finish it. They'll have to.
And now, when do you think that could drag on to, though? Could it go into summer?
I think it goes over the summer. I think June, end of June, they'll
Jesus.
finish it by.
Then do you start again in September, or do they have
Short
a
break.
bit of a short break?
This is their break. This is their break.
Yeah. I'll tell you what as well, a lot of big money spinning pre-season tours go as well.
Yes, yeah. Sponsors.
If you do this, yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. Like you say, the knock-on, there's so many knock-on
Yeah, it just
effects,
dominoes,
isn't
doesn't it,
there?
into everything.
It does. It's
So you think
Goes
there's
back.
no way they can't finish the league, Jim? For you,
I'm
you
sure
think
they
it's got to
can
be
though,
finished?
yeah. Listen, we put a man on the moon, we can finish a football league, can't
Did
we?
we
In a
put a man
couple
on
of
the
weeks,
moon?
you know.
Did we though?
Yeah.
Ask Frotch that next
Yeah.
week.
yes.
Yeah.
Did
There's
they really
one.
put a man up on last?
Not we, they.
Yeah, they do it.
And
So you
was
think?
the- and did they get there? Was it cannabis oil as
Yeah,
well?
yeah, the
Is that-
CBD oil, yeah. So you think they will finish it?
I think they'll have to. I don't think they've got.
Do you think
to.
it's more urgent football gets back sooner than boxing? Do you think it's more pressing?
I think
for
it's more.
football?
I think it's more urgent for football.
Yeah. I think
To be honest,
as much as obviously boxing's priority, I think it is for the whole nation. That's our sport.
Business,
isn't it?
money,
It's our
business,
sport,
that's
yeah,
that.
business.
Yeah, when
That's what
I
it
say,
does.
I think football needs to get back quicker
Yeah.
than boxing does.
Right,
It's
down.
when you were saying as well, you can listen. People will always
Yeah.
watch a fight, won't they? But
Yeah.
I don't see how
Yeah.
football survives as
Nah.
we know it today. You know, and listen, I suppose you know you were talking about the small old fighters and that, but they can. Most of them will probably as well, and it is that's the real sad side of it.
Well, not only have they not
But they'll
boxed,
probably
Jim,
be-
they've probably lost a fortune running around and
running
chasing around.
and
Yeah.
took time off work
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And another knock-on effect, I was saying before actually, the sponsors, businesses start suffering now, so the
Yeah.
sponsors who support these fighters,
Can't do it now,
that
son, for
can
6
be,
months.
honestly,
Yeah,
it could be huge, and you want to try and remain positive, but
Yeah.
it could be horrible.
But there'll be football clubs go, and you've seen it in Barnet, aren't you?
Yeah,
as well
Barnet,
today.
everybody
All
other than playing
non-footballing
staff, they've laid off.
made redundant.
Ah.
And it's so there's clubs need it. There's clubs need it, and the big things as well, aren't they, for the communities? You know, I know people say, "Oh, sport's not important in all of this," but it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Sport is important.
You realise how important it is, or you don't realise how important it is till they're in now.
Yeah.
Because now there's nothing, and everybody's like walking around scratching their head, aren't they? Thinking what's to do? I don't want to watch EastEnders. I don't want to watch.
These Euros get sacked, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've gone, haven't they? They're back to 2021.
Yeah.
Will that even work though?
But you know,
Then,
but
what happens
so
with
then the
Champions
year
League?
later with the World Cup, Champions League's another thing.
Even though they're kind of saying, we're
Yeah.
going to say this date, I don't care when you finish the league, but by this date, we've got to know which teams are going to be in.
At the end of the day, it's how long this lockdown's
Then
going to
contracts,
last.
players' contracts,
Yeah.
No, I'm
run
saying
over.
UEFA, they're kind of saying, look, we don't care about the Euros, that's not our business. We're not getting involved in any individual league stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like,
this is the problem as well. There's so many interested parties in this, all with different interests as well. So
Yes.
the Premier League will have its own interests. The EFL will have its own interests. You have
UEFA.
Serie A, La
Yeah.
Liga, UEFA, then FIFA on top of that. Don't forget as well, we've got a Winter World Cup, haven't we, coming up
Yes.
as well. So in
That's
terms
what-
of
so
knocking
the-
stuff back,
So if
that
the
makes
summer,
it-
if it goes
Do you
to
know
next summer, would the Winter World Cup be 6 months after that.
No,
Or...
because they've said they're not moving. They've already said they're not moving that. So if you move Euros to next year, what happens with
I thought they had moved the Euros. Have they not moved the Euros?
No,
to
yeah,
next
they
year
are.
already?
Yeah, they are.
They have
Yeah.
officially
What
done it,
happens
yeah.
for the qualifiers for the World Cup?
Let me just tell you, that noise is not me. It's the dog.
Just tell me if I'm boring. Johnny, if I'm boring you, say it. Say it. Jim, did I see something right that UEFA had said they were going to fine, like a 300 million fine if it got moved or something like that, that the countries had got to put up for the delaying it? I'm sure I saw an article that.
But the thing is,
one of the competitions, if it got delayed, they said the penalties for moving that.
Who's he gonna
300
yeah, but they
million.
can't. Yeah, they can't. That's not even common sense, is it? But it's like I suppose it's like the you know, all the companies now that are affected because of because the world shut down.
Yeah.
You know, you know, you can't be penalised for that. You need, so for them to
Did they go after the football associations?
Well, they will do. You've seen that in France, haven't you?
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah.
Surely
You know,
a stance
they will
might be
do.
taken there where it's like.
That's how it is.
Yeah,
Everyone's
that's
shut
how
down.
it is.
Yeah, that's
it's a
right.
crisis in the world. that's how it is.
Yeah. It's like blaming someone for a war.
Yeah.
It's just.
Well, they
Somebody's
do.
gonna
They
lose
do.
a few
You
quid
find them
in
after,
this
don't you?
for everybody at big
That's what they do.
line. So understanding.
Yeah.
I spoke to my pal in America and he said, I don't think there'll be any boxing in America till well after summer, September time.
Wow.
I hope that's right.
Does that, do we lose some fighters then? Do we lose some fighters? Because like you say, boxers don't fight, they don't get paid, they think, that's me, we would probably lose a lot of fighters.
But the thing is, they've got to make a living. They'll still want to box when everything's back to normal, but they've got to make a living.
But you think of kids, I'm not picking him out, but you think of kids at Kel's age who is maybe looking for 2 or 3 more fights. I'm just using him because he's an easy example, but there's plenty of Kel Brooks. Can they afford now another 5 or 6 months out?
Yeah.
It's a long time. It's a long time for any fighter, isn't it? But when you come into saying I want my last 2 or 3, and you know your last 2 or 3, 4 fights, you can't box for 6 months.
And the other difficulty is when it's football, boxing, whatever, you can make as many plans as you want right now.
Yeah.
And
It's
3
worthless.
months down the line,
Worthless.
could just be rendered useless. So just got to wait, haven't you? Just got to wait.
The Black Eyed Barber Show. What a night! What a night! It's been interesting. James and the Brains himself has joined us. Have a good one. See you next week.
Look at you. You're running in circles. Which way will you turn?